Let's talk about the upcoming Mercury retrograde. Okay. I'm somewhat superstitious, okay, but Mercury retrograde really has me in my heebie-jeebies all the time now because when I first started learning astrology, I started tracking or keeping up with events in my life just in little ways and journals and writing stuff on calendars and on pieces of paper so I remember. But Mercury retrograde is a specific time where maybe it's not a good idea to sign a contract unless, maybe you have somebody else look it over or I mean, it's really important about how we communicate. Mercury is about our communication. And right now we're in a very lit kind of season as far as astrology goes. But Mercury retrograde um, is just a thorn in my side for real. And it's because of my lack of self control. The universe has always done this to me during Mercury retrograde. And I was just doing dishes and I was reminded of another time where there was a situation that we thought looked really good as far as just something we were doing in life. And we had to step back from it really and take our gut and say, no, we can't, do this thing that we wanted to do because it didn't feel right. There was something that was off. And we ended up, after Mercury retrograde was over with, we ended up finding another place that was a lot cheaper and really, really helped us save money to go into a bigger spot. So at that time, somehow, even though I know I was eating myself into oblivion, we were grieving, we had moved, we were living in a new spot. Uh, I just don't know how I had the wherewithal still to trust my gut guidance and intuition at that time, and that Mel and I were on the same page about it, and to walk away from something that looked really, really good. But since then, we haven't been so good about doing that, and it has really shown up in negative ways for us if we even act or even think about acting on these things. So, how I'm spending Mercury retrograde is not thinking necessarily on those long-term goals that I know will require like relationships and contracts and maybe NDAs or, those kinds of things. I'm putting all those things aside until after Mercury retrograde and far after its shadow and focusing on the things that I do have control over. Okay. And all of it is about Mercury because all I do is talk and give information and blah, blah, blah. Y'all know me. But so I'm going to just concentrate on the things that I can have control over and put those other bigger things in the background, still spend time on them, still put energy into them, kind of fine tuning my ideas and things. And then once we're unraveling out of Mercury retrograde, I will entertain conversations with people about moving forward and about new concepts and new ideas. Because I'm telling you, these last Mercury retrogrades have really effed us up. And I can go back about 13 years. So this is another cycle. So I can go back 13 years and know that this is, Mercury retrograde. What it's about self-control, and it's about, staying focused on something for a period of time. In my opinion, in my experience, it's about staying focused on what I can control. It's really hard for me not to be in dreamland because I have a Pisces moon and we're getting ready for Pisces season, and Neptune is large and in charge right now, and Aries and Saturn and two of my big three are being titillated right now by the universe. And I'm here for all the healing and everything. There's been a lot of crying and 5-hour long conversations with my sister friend, but we're going to get through it. And I already feel a little bit lighter and a little bit better. Spring's coming. So Mercury retrograde for me is not the time to make deals at all. So I need to just chill out, work on what I can work on, and push some things forward. And I hope that that you will find your way through Mercury retrograde I look back at other Mercury retrogrades and see what has happened with you. But for me, it's always been about either a housing situation, a business situation, a contract situation, a legal situation that always comes to me and it looks way better. It looks way too good to be true. And I'm not a person that always adheres to that. If it's too good to be true, then it's too good. I think that's a lot of mistrust, but I found that if it's too good to be true, then it's really a lot of the times too good to be true. So, and to trust my gut guidance and intuition in every single situation, I knew that I should have walked away and I didn't. And I knew what was going to happen and I didn't. And I don't know why I didn't trust myself. Actually, I do know why. Because there's somebody else who was really excited about all these adventures with me. And I didn't want to let them down because I do that a lot with my intuition. And I'm kind of a buzzkill and a Debbie Downer, and I'm not a Debbie Downer, okay? So, just, if something comes along and it looks too good to be true and your gut says, oh no, don't do that, trust your gut. Trust your gut.